We're here with Tequila After Work. We're here with Brian Jordan. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
And our guest Josh Gray with Coding Society and El Commodore. How you doing?
Doing all right, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
And we're here as well with Tracy. Tracy, how you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for the invite today.
So I'm pretty sure you guys heard about the podcast. It's called Tequila After Work. But I think we should start with taking a shot before we introduce ourselves and see what you guys do. So let's start with the shot of tequila. For tonight, I'm like that show, like everybody get a shot. You get a shot. You get a shot.
We get a shot.
All have a shot.
Yeah, all have a shot. I don't know if you guys want to introduce yourselves, see what you guys do. We had Josh before on the show.
This is Tracy's first time, right?
Yeah, Tracy's first time, but it won't be the last one. We're planning to have him on another podcast, probably on your birthday. We'll see how that goes. But for now, Josh, you want to talk about how this coding society is and the trade show that we are right now?
Yeah, so we're here at our annual Coding Society trade show. We've had a good day so far. There's been cigar rolling, and there's been some popcorn and ice cream, and great technical presentations, great product demonstrations. And now it's time to have some fun, cut loose, and eat some dinner.
Yeah, that's good. How about you, Tracy?
Well, here at the Houston Coding Society, and as Josh said, it's a great combination of vendors, suppliers, and applicators for people in our industry to come out and see new technology and things that are available. Heard about this tequila podcast from Andres and Brian at QPS and been invited, and today it was an impromptu stop and enjoyed being here.
Yeah.
That's good. So,
We definitely appreciate you stopping by. Definitely.
yeah, for sure.
A lot of people don't know that, well, you wouldn't know from just seeing, but Tracy has a wealth of technical knowledge when it comes to the field of coding.
Yeah, that's why he have gray hair.
Yeah.
Well, all the credit always goes to all the mentors, and this association is a great representation of that it's an industry you can come into, and there's a ton of technical knowledge and direction that allows people to enter this industry and succeed in this industry with mentorship and information that's available. So it's a great format for people searching for futures and careers and where their business, where they may want to take their lives in business. And there's quite a diversity of opportunities that exist here.
That's good. The podcast is called Tequila After Work, so let's take a shot for the industry. Salute to everyone. Salute for the industry and salute. So you have any questions? Where you get that band? What is that for?
This band is for all you can eat catfish and shrimp.
Oh.
Right. That's how we do it here at the Houston Coding Society. Right?
There you go.
So right now I'm banned up for all you can eat. Not crawfish. Sorry. Normally we're crawfish, but we're catfish and shrimp this year. Right?
Yeah. So I need an explanation because I'm here for the crawfish.
Well, I can answer that, Andres. Crawfish this year are 3 times more expensive than they have been the last 10 years. So
Thank you, Biden.
yeah, there you go. Yes. No, we just had to make a responsible decision with the Coding Society's money. We're going to change it up this year, and hopefully we can bring back the annual crawfish boil next year.
That's good.
What I was saying was it's like a 250% markup.
Yeah, it is crazy. So I think this is going to be great. I'm looking forward to the the catfish and shrimp.
I know, right? Crawfish.
No, it's got crawfish on my mind.
No. The catfish is in here. I'm enjoying it right now. Catfish and the shrimp is here.
Thank you, Sudis, and all of our sponsors who brought you the catfish and fried shrimp.
There you go. So I heard like we have a full house tonight. All the booths were sold, and actually I think it looks better than last year. More people walking through the booths and stuff like that. I think Brian is too hungry. He can't stop eating.
I'm here.
First he was complaining about it was not crawfish, but now he can't stop eating the codfish. But yeah, I heard it's a really book place tonight.
Yeah, packed house. We sold out all the booths. We had a ton of sponsors help make this happen, so we're very fortunate and thankful for everyone that showed up to be in attendance, but also all the exhibitors and all the sponsors to make it happen.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what the main sponsors, but I don't want to put you in on that situation because that's a lot.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
List of them right over here, so we definitely want to shout them out and appreciate their support.
Yeah, that for sure.
So, Josh, I wanted to ask you, right? This is your first year being president of the Houston Coding Society, right? Were you able to affect the change that you envisioned as becoming the president? Because when they say, okay, you're going to be the president, I got these ideas I want to cast out, right? Were you able to affect those, and how is it going for you?
You know, you come to meetings for several years, and then you get on the executive board, and you have an idea of what you want to make some change in. Being an outsider, you're like, well, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't changes happen? It takes time. There's a board of 25 members. We have to bring everything by them, but then it's a decision-making process. And sometimes it's dragged out a little bit longer. Yeah. But we got some things in the works. I've been working with some organizations that I think we're going to have some opportunities in the future. So I got 8 more months. I'm hoping to make something, a couple changes and something that hopefully will last and will be helpful for the industry moving forward.
Yeah.
So I would say myself and I think Brian, we haven't been too involved in the industry. We always support Coding Society, but not as much as you as well. But I will tell you, if you ever need any help, you have a number. You have my number. You always, anytime, just reach out, and we see what we could do to help.
Resources enough.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about this industry. A lot of people we work with, even competitors, are willing to help. And as long as we're giving back to the industry, as long as we're helping everybody, it's a win-win situation for us. So I'm happy to work with, or know that I have people like you that are going to support me, but also knowing I can reach out to anybody in this industry. It's a pretty tight-knit industry, and we all like to work together. So that's what I love about the Coding Society piece.
Definitely. And so, Tracy, you've been in this industry for some time, right? You're the guru, right?
Well, that's a word that's been used. I've just been here a long time.
Got you. You've been here for a long time, right? And so, tell us how you affect the industry, right? Because I know how you affect the industry, but our viewers don't.
Well, you know what's the most interesting to me, Brian, and what I see and look around here is when I started in this business in the inspection and testing and failure analysis business back in the early 1980s, it was all groundbreaking technology. There were things that we were doing for testing and evaluation of coding systems and looking at their long-term performance that was really not around. Now we have, I see an industry here that has standardized test requirements, that has established performance levels for codings and performance levels for acceptable application that our industry performs to. So it's been refreshing to come from an area of unknown in the business for many years, where only people like myself that were fortunate enough to have the right mentors and be in the right places at those times to understand the advent of that, and to see that go now to where that is a part of everybody's programs, everybody's painting and coding programs, the quality control that we do and the discipline that we maintain to that. It's just refreshing to see, because that certainly is the future of the business. Our customers require a high level of performance from all of us in this industry, and if we don't fully understand how to do that, it's impossible for us to replicate that. And it's associations like this that bring that information and technology together, educate everyone in the business, allow us to all do a better job at what we're doing, and the most importantly, I think, do a job that is going to provide value for our customers out there for a long term.
So one of the biggest things that I see is that the normal individual doesn't see how integral that the coding process, the coding industry is for their day-to-day life. Everything has to be coded, right? And everything goes through the coding process. Everything passes through the coding industry. right? So very few people know how big the coating industry is. Right?
That's correct. And we even distill it down to as simplistic as your metallic lawn furniture that you buy, and you go out there and you pay a nice dollar for it, and it starts rusting out in the environment very short term. And you look, and we know that that shouldn't happen. But if we look back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, that was more frequent than what we're seeing now, and that affects all reaches of our life. You know, when your dishwasher discolored on the front or had water stains on it on the front, and now it no longer does on a painted surface. Your refrigerator in your house, your shelving, all the different things that you see that we encounter on our day-to-day lives, the improvement in the quality of the coating business in general has come a long way, and it only has done that through sponsorships and organizations such as the Houston Coating Society.
Josh, so now it's tequila. You get out what's the latest thing that you've been into, right? As far as, you can tell me Netflix, you can tell me, you know, work at home,
Well,
fixing up my house.
the honest answer is I've been looking at floors and paint for the last 3 weeks because I just bought a house and my wife wants to redo the whole, the entire downstairs. So that's the honest answer. That's pretty much consumed my last 3 weeks.
Yeah. So if I can be honest, my wife has me fixing the back door, right? Because the frame on it was rotten, and now I got to go back and, you know.
Honey-do lists.
The problem, the problem is not that he have to go back and do it. The problem is that I have to hear that for the next month.
Because he's not going to do it this weekend.
No, he's gonna be complaining about it.
Tracy, what do you got going on in your personal life?
Well, and my personal life's fairly simplistic because I enjoy the outdoors and I enjoy working, and so spend most of my time outdoors and doing things, not always in golf and fishing, but, you know, work around the house and with the horses and the things we have. But one of the things we said is, I think Brian said, it is after work. And, you know, one of the things I'd like to point out in this after-work tequila session, when I walked up and I saw the Tres Generaciones tequila, I said, honestly, if you haven't tried that, we look at different tequilas out there, multiple price points and things, and, you know, yeah, it's easy to buy a nice bottle of tequila for $200. But is it easy to buy a nice bottle of tequila for $40? It becomes a bit more difficult. And Tres Generaciones, if you haven't ever tried it, it works great for a nice sipping tequila, works great in ranch waters and things for summertime. And man, in margaritas, you can't beat it.
Yeah, price point for tequila. Actually, tequila is not that bad. You could buy a really good tequila for $60, $50, $60. You know, like you. Yeah, for 40 you could buy a okay tequila.
Yeah.
But this is a great tequila at $40.
Yeah, no, that's a great tequila.
Yeah,
That's really good.
yeah, it
So
is.
like both of them, I'm pretty sure the reposado. How much was the reposado?
What company were 44?
Yeah.
44? I mean, you see,
No, I'm sorry. 42 for the platinum? No.
you
40.
see that when you have too much money, you don't even see the
He
price.
doesn't even know.
That's bullshit.
Oh,
All of I got money, but it's allocated. I got too much allocated money. Right?
yeah. Well, and so, and I think it's really a great sponsor to continue the perpetuation of the Tequila After Work Friday podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if there is any tequila out there and want to sponsor us, we're happy to say that's the greatest tequila in the world.
Right.
We don't have that problem, so we could do that.
Hey, Casamigos,
Anyone.
greatest tequila ever made. Give us some money.
Yeah, but Josh, there is a time that we were talking with Tracy because we went with Tracy and Tom, right, to play
Right.
golf. That at the Coding Society golf tournament. So and we keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and we say we were gonna go golfing together. But Brian said he don't have time because he have to fix his house on the weekends. So I was like, I mean, but yeah, I think we should get something together and go out there and hit the golf balls.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely. I don't get to golf
drink.
nearly as much as I like to anymore because of my two children, but we can definitely make it happen.
That's what
That'd be
I.
good.
That's why I only have one. People, I only have one.
I think it should be a Saturday without the tournament pressure, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Ah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
A lot more
Just have
relaxing,
fun.
yeah.
Just have fun. And we're talking about we need to hit the dash games as well.
Yes, like to bring the girls to their first soccer game.
Yeah,
That'd be
there
good.
you go.
My girls are in for it. I got them. They're lined up. So whenever you guys are ready, let me know. We'll go out and we'll do it.
Yeah, Brian's gonna pay.
Brian's gonna pay.
All right, we have that on record, video, and
Yeah,
voice.
video and audio. Yeah, so we have that.
The dash game is on me. The Texas game is on Josh.
Oh, come on. We'll talk about that.
Right.
What's your greatest point that you bring more people to this trade show? We do this every year. It's the biggest show for coding, the Houston Coding Society. It's a great event, free drinks. What do you think is what would you say for more people to come to this show?
I don't know what the technical presentation is going to be next year, but I think marrying the technical presentation with the technical showcase that has a lot of product demonstrations is a great way to get in new faces, show new technology, get contractors in here to look at what is out there or options that are out there for them, whether that be different coding manufacturers or different application methods, a lot of different things. But I think if we kind of focus on ways that we can improve or ways that we can move the industry forward, that's kind of going to be the best way to get new, fresh faces in here.
Yeah, I know we have, of course, we have food for, I don't know what's the price, I think $50 a plate, all you could eat.
$30 a plate.
$30 a plate, well, 20 for me, 30 for the Coding Society. We have drinks, we have a demo outside, we have a bunch of vendors here, cigar rolling, taste, whiskey tasting. We have Dippin' Dots, ice cream, and stuff like that.
And we're always open to other opportunities to have a sponsor come and bring a different idea to the table, whether that's boot shining or liquid IV or whatever. Any type of opportunities that people might think of, send them our way. We'd be happy to expand this trade show and make it better next year.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a great event.
Well, I think, again, I sit around and look, and I know all of us as business owners and contractors, suppliers, whatever role that we're in here, all of us in here, our future and our business depends on perpetuation of that through bringing new people into the industry, educating them, moving them up to support this industry, because, as we know, it does change hands. And we all reach, as me, and as you reach towards the end of your career and things, you have to look behind you and who's coming in to support this industry and what are the new faces we're going to bring in. One of the things I do see as a great opportunity here is that all of the directors of trade groups in high school, mechanic schools, and their vocational programs and things, this would be a great place to bring your classroom and bring them up and expose them to an entirely new opportunities in life, because you're going to find some of that mix that immediately gravitates to this and decides that this is their future. Right. Without that exposure, they would never see it. So I think these are great opportunities that, to some degree, I think we're missing if we don't have the high school level vocational teachers involved and say, hey, look, this is a great field trip. Come out and see the different things that are available here in this industry and understand a bit about what this industry is for the kids' potential future all the way forward.
You know what? One of the good things I saw when I was on junior high in Mexico is when I was in junior high, we had like a class that was dedicated for like electricity, drawing designs. We had it was electricity, drawing design, carpenter,
Woodwork,
and
Tequila drinking.
No, that was a hobby.
Oh.
Yeah, we that was like halftime on the soccer game. But it was like something like typing and stuff like that, because we didn't have computers, but we have like the, how you call those?
Electric
like the key-
typewriter.
Yeah, electric typewriter. So they have that. We call, I don't know what was the name back then, but that's, we had those classes on in Mexico. I think that's one of the things that in USA it's missing out, because there is a lot of careers that you could hit on the not just coding, but there is a bunch of career like welding and stuff that you could make same type of money as if you go to college and
Yep.
not end up on $100,000 debt.
Yep.
So that's one of my biggest things for me, that I want to teach to the youngest, that you can make a good living on a career like coding, coding inspector, coding applicator, sandblaster, welder inspector, and not being in debt for 10 years and try to pay your college. I mean, college is good.
That you can't go into in that matter, right? But also, it's the primary thing is about how much are you willing to put in for this industry, right? When you come into it, it's the opportunities are endless. But if you're just going to be the guy that shows up and get a check, you're never going to excel to the point to where you could make six figures.
Yeah,
You can easily make six figures plus if you're the guy that, hey, at the end of the day, you're going to need three guys to replace me if I quit.
Yeah, right.
but that's the thing. Like my grandfather used to tell me always, like, I don't care if you're like just a sweeper, you just have to be the best sweeper in the world. You'll make a good living out of it. And doesn't care if you cleaning bathrooms. If you're the best cleaning bathroom guy in the world, you make a living out of it, a good living. So you just need to be the best out of what you do. That's for me. I think that's what I told my daughter. I was like, you have to be the best. I don't care whatever you do, you have to be the best, and that should be your goal.
And I think that's what events like this allow the people to do, is come in and find something that may be their passion and may be the thing that they excel in. And they never had any idea before being exposed to it that this might be something that they could do, they could make a future out of. And so it's and of the 100 or so vendors that are around, there's 100 different opportunities here. And you look and go, if you find one that really interests me, and I think I would like to explore that. When you gain that interest and you're exposed to it, you will excel in it.
Yeah, because we have vendors, we have coding applicators. You want to be the coding applicator, you want to be a sales guy, you want to be, I don't know, there's a different, we have a bar, you want to be a bartender, you want to be a drinker, the best drinker in the world, go ahead. You could be the best. Just so we have everything in this trade show, you know? Like, I mean, drinking, you're not going to make money, but you can be the best one.
You can be the best drinker. So Josh, talk to us about the plan for the Coding Society to play their role into all of this, right? As far as like bringing more people into the industry and making sure that people know, hey, this is the industry where you can actually provide for your family, right? You can actually make a living from coding.
Yeah, so we have these events, our annual painters competition and our trade show to raise funds, not only to run this society annually, but to give away scholarships. We're trying to further educate people in our industry, whether they're coming into our industry for the first time or whether they've been in the industry but they want to continue their education and move up the workforce. That's what we do. We try to raise funds so we can give out those scholarships. So we're working. I've been working with you. I know we're trying to get some other charities involved so we can get younger youth involved and get them into the trade industry and understand what blasting and painting is all about, and that you could start at the bottom without a college education, work your way up, and you can have whatever job you want.
One of the biggest things that I find is that, like, it's not that, so it is that they don't know. I won't say that it's not that they don't know. It is that they don't know, right? But people think that, oh, it's just painting. You know, paint is paint. You know what I mean? It's simply for color and aesthetic. You know what I mean? And so when they take that position on it and not realize that this is what's actually making it safe for you to live where you live, or work where you work. You know, when they're not able to get that information, and we're not able to disseminate that information back out to them, you know, I think that's where the loss of the gap is, right? And so I applaud the program that we're putting together. You know what I mean? I applaud Tracy for the training that he has to the industry, so that we can get that out to younger groups and younger demographics and say, hey, you can be as meaningful as saving lives in the coding industry. So,
Yeah, because I think coatings. Sometimes we see coating like Brian said, it's just a coating out there, right? But if
just paint on the walls.
yeah, paint on the walls, whatever, like paint on your table. But we don't actually see the deep side until you actually get involved into it. Because if you actually look, everything has a coating. Almost everything has a coating. So you're especially like bridges, right? Like bridge. If a ladder of your house outside, I mean, if it gets the rust, it gets to it. If you step on it and you're on the second floor, you're gonna fall down. So we're like coatings. That's a lot of people don't see that coating is so important in your life, on your daily life. Even your car has a coating.
Yeah,
Not
your
wrong.
car, the bridge you drive, you go over, the plane that you have to
Even your
fly
asphalt.
to. You get into the oil and gas, and you talk about the safety things like that, and pipelines and storage tanks and all that. You
Especially
go back
pipelines.
home, and you got your appliances, your washers, dryers, and those type of things. I came into the industry out of college not knowing anything, not knowing, just like you said, not knowing much about paint, and then it really is eye-opening looking around and seeing everything is covered in paint, and that allows us to have the life that we have.
So, like for you, Josh, like I met you when you just came to Houston to try to get involved in the career with El Cometer. I remember that was like 10 years ago, I think. Or I don't
Yeah,
know how
10,
long.
11 years ago,
I don't
yeah.
want to remember because I'm getting old. But anyways, what would you say to the young people that they're getting into a business or a career that they don't know nothing about? What would be your advice for them to look for or to do? What would be your advice for young people?
I would say just be open-minded because you don't know the opportunities that are ahead of you. And maybe it's not with the first company that you start with or the second company that you start with, but this is like we mentioned earlier, it's a pretty tight-knit industry. And there's a ton of opportunities no matter what you're doing, all sorts of fields. So take a leap of faith and trust that, you know, it's a good opportunity to get into this type of industry, which is not going anywhere because corrosion protection is going to be a pretty safe industry to get into.
So Tracy, like this generation, I see myself like this generation is like more like they want everything instant, right? So it's like this. I call myself like this generation is the microwave generation because they want everything in 3 seconds, right? But to build a career, it takes time and years. Unless you're the lucky one and make a career in 1 year, like football player, soccer player. But even though they've been playing for years. But like for the young people out there, what would be your advice that with all your experience that you have in this industry, what would be for them your best advice?
Well, when you look at this industry, I think from all facets of it, from a paint coating manufacturing to application to preparation for that, equipment you provide, I think when you look at it, the best advice is you have to have the mindset of what makes things work. And if you have that basic mindset of what makes things work and that inquisitive mindset that does it, you can understand any of these things. And if you come into it with just simply that benefit, I think it allows you to excel without having to focus on excelling in the business because that focus tends to tends to lead more to the immediate gratification generation, as you're talking about, that there is no immediate gratification in this business. That gratification is long-term through building your wealth of knowledge, building your wealth of contacts and things, your understanding of the diversity of the industry that's involved here and the opportunities that exist in that to allow you to go and explore those and fulfill it for yourself. So I think keeping an open mind in that and always having that interest in what makes things work out there allows you to learn and understand and excel with
So now, like, this week was a really tough week for myself because it was like I felt like everything was not going my way or the way we always wanted, right? Everything like there was you fix something and everything goes wrong, something else goes wrong. So like this week was like I was talking with Josh like earlier, and I was talking like we had a fucking tornado like down to my house, like straight down my house. I didn't even hear that shit. Tornado could go through my house, and I would wake up and I didn't have a roof. So I was like, because it was that bad. So I would like for you guys to tell me like for those people, those young people, like those young kids out there, what will be their you guys advise for them when they feel like something is not going the way that they want it? You know, like something that they feel like always there is always something wrong coming up, and they don't see the end of the tunnel.
You know, I think, Andre, it's one of the things I've always contended that when you come into any, whatever your choosing path is in life, that when you look is to learn enough about your business that you're willing to make confident decisions in the business and in particular situations to move your business and yourself forward. And you know the old saying I've always had to give me somebody that makes 10 decisions a day and makes 2 wrong ones. I'd rather have somebody that makes that than 1 decision a day and 1 right one. Because that willingness to be wrong and that willingness to own that is what builds character and it builds your education on the way forward. But if you're not willing to accept that in business, I don't think you can fully learn and you can fully learn how to progress. So, you know, there is no failure in any of the business that we all choose to do. There's only indications that maybe we just don't know enough about that particular subject that we need to. So we need to go back and revisit that and learn that and then progress forward. And I think that's what keeps us all winning.
That's good. How about you, Josh?
You talk about the microwave generation and the instant gratification. I would just say honestly, put your blinders on. If you know what you want, if you have a goal, if you know you want to get somewhere in life, if you know what you want, put the blinders on and be willing to put in the work, get through the tough times, and you'll reap the rewards. But sometimes, especially the way that life is, social media and everything, it's easy to look at everyone else's life and think you're in a terrible situation, you're never going to get out of it, but you really just need to focus on what you want and put your work ethic in and just work for it. And I think if you focus, you can really get whatever you want out of life.
That's good. How about you?
One of the things that I say a lot, I tell this to my kids and anybody who ever asks me, it's like, don't try to put together this big and massive plan, right? You know what I mean? Try and do the small things, one step at a time, right? And if you put together a 10 consecutive small things, right? You can turn around and look and say, oh shit, I came from here to here.
Just keep building. Just keep building, yeah.
Just execute the small things of what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Wake up every morning and say, if I can execute what I'm supposed to do, and then do a couple of things extra. You know what I mean? Because your ambition or your grind wants to get you there, right? Let's just execute the small things first, you know. And then you can compile those into a career. You know what I mean? Because I did what I was supposed to do all the way through. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, nobody can say, hey, he didn't give us the way. every morning I woke up, I gave my full effort towards what I needed to do, and then I did a couple of things on top of that. That's where I got.
And those tough times make everything, the successes sweeter, you know?
I think what we're saying is that we also have to learn in business, because not everyone does, to enjoy the satisfaction of the wins that you have in business, and to learn from the failures that we have in business. And if we can all learn from the failures we have, but if you don't enjoy the reward of success and congratulate yourself for that success and realize how you got there, then we're missing a part of our future growth. So we have to be hard on ourselves at times, but we also have to compliment ourselves and enjoy the rewards of our successes from our efforts, because it does all boil down to Brian and I mentioned is that, you know, a big part of it is just showing up every day and being there and showing interest and being involved and not just being there.
Yeah, you talk about the failures. One thing I always told my daughter, that failures actually is not a bad thing. Failures is not a bad thing if you learn from it, right? Because even though it doesn't matter what you do, there is always gonna be a failure, but you always have to learn from it. If you learn from it, it's a good thing. Doesn't matter how many times you fail, you have to learn from it and not make that mistake again. So my daughter likes to ride horses, right? So remember, she fell once, she fell twice, and I told her, like, I mean, you're gonna fail. It's not the first, second time. You're probably gonna fail more times. But if you get up and go to the horse and you think about why you fell from that horse, right? And next time it happens the same thing and you do something different, you're gonna learn from it.
So, someone said, I don't know who quoted it, but they said the definition of insanity, right, is to do the exact same thing and expect a different outcome.
Yeah.
So, that's insanity.
Well, and I think Andres is right, and it says the old saying also is, you know, when you fall, get up and dust your sorry ass off and go again, and put your head right back into it again, and don't hesitate to get re-involved. And,
Yeah.
you know, don't look for sympathy, don't look for that, but understand what caused that failure and improve yourself on it.
Yeah, because I remember when the first time my daughter fell from the horse, she fell and started crying. And I make the sign to the trainer. I was like, no, put her back on the horse, because if she don't get back to the horse right now, she's not getting back on that horse never. So she have to clean her tears and go back on the horse. So I didn't even get up from my seat. I just told her, put her back on the horse. She's fine. She got up by herself. That means she's fine. Put her back on the horse and keep going.
So, yeah, we've enjoyed ourselves here at the Houston Coatings Society's trade show. Right? And so, if you guys have any leaving out remarks in regards to the show?
Just appreciation to the Houston Coating Society, and recognize that all of the board and Josh and everybody that's here, this is all a volunteered position. They are putting in, all of the people that organize this are putting in their own time and their own sweat into this to organize it in addition to their own job. So, you know, it's quite a nice event to come and see when you see and recognize that this is not done by a professional group, but it's done by people in the industry that are committing their own time, and I don't think you see that very often.
So where could people find you? Like if people need your service, where could they find you?
Tracy Menard, you can find me at Compliant Integrity in Houston, compliantintegrity.com. You can find it. We're a application, field service, and coating manufacturing company.
Okay. How about you, Yash?
I'm with Alcometer Inc. You can find me on LinkedIn, Josh Gray. I'm also like you said, the president of the Coating Society, so you'll see me at any of the Coating Society meetings or events. And I actually have to run to give out some awards on stage for the painters competition.
All right, there we go. We're happy to have you guys here, and we're closing this up. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Tracy, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Thank you guys. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
having us on.
Bye.